what's good? Today, I'm gonna do the cooking way more seriously than I typically do. So I got some steaks, one of which is gonna be cooked a little differently than the other, because I'm probably gonna eat it for lunch tomorrow. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sear them up, then just kind of slice and dice them, and then probably toss that a little bit, just a little bit, so that I could probably put it like reheat it tomorrow. But the other one is gonna be cooked full steak style. I'm gonna try and get that medium rare. I'm gonna do some mashed potatoes, some asparagus. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one actually, because I haven't actually done the real cooking. And we also have a little bit of wine, because as is tradition, but also because I wanted to make wine sauce, or the wine. Big bro taught me it once. It's like wine, and then you do like a little bit of flour. But honestly, I might not even do that. I might even just like make a little gravy sort of thing. But for now, what I'm gonna get started with, I'm gonna get this pan a little bit going. And we're gonna start rendering the fat caps. I diced off this guy. Probably could have done a bit of a better job now that I'm looking at it now. It's all right, we already have so much fat. And then I'm probably gonna get right into dicing these potatoes up. But yeah, no, I might be a little bit more focused on the cooking than I normally am today. But I think that's all right. I got like a billion things in my head to talk about because I had like an awesome day. But yeah, I'll probably just get right into it now. Let's try and get this fat on there. I also picked up new oil because we were all out. But yeah, no, I'm only gonna put like a tad bit of oil in just so the fat doesn't stick super hard. We'll wait for him to get nice and toasty. But yeah, man, today was really good. I just woke up, my bed was made from last night. I really liked the video that I did yesterday. Just made me a happy camper. And then like editing it was like surprisingly super fun. So like, yeah, I was just in big smiles, good mood, you know? So with the potatoes, I've heard you do dice them, you don't dice them. I'm gonna dice them, not dice, but just cut them in half probably, maybe 2 times for these bigger guys, because I just want it to go a little bit quicker than it normally does. But yeah, so then today I just got to work and had a bit of a project ahead that I didn't know it was gonna look like. And then it ended up being like totally fine. I got through it. I did a bunch of like lit review for a project I'm more interested in that's like later down the line. Which I'm pretty happy about. And what else? I watched a little bit of Get On My Level today because the VODs finally dropped. If you guys don't know, like I love Smash. Specifically, I watch like a lot of Melee, which I guess makes me like a mega nerd even among nerds. But yeah, I know Mango got second to Zane, and Zane literally lost 1 game the whole tournament. It was game 1 of grand finals against Mango, which is just like actually mental with how good the competition in the game has been recently. So yeah, no, it's been, Melee is looking good. That was one of the things that I actually wanted to like talk about a bit today, because like, dude, so Wimbledon was, I guess like a week or a week and a half ago now, maybe 2 weeks. And Wimbledon is obviously tennis, and I think that like, I would love tennis. And I'm like low-key so mad that like I didn't do it earlier because I didn't get it. I was probably like a bit too young for it. But like all of the things that I love about Smash are present in tennis. Like it's just this like crazy cool mind game and stuff like that like gets to be played out between 2 individuals, and like your play style becomes like kind of who you are as a person as well. And it's all tied together with like your actual real psyche. Like the way that you play is so tied into like who you are as a person, and like I'm talking about Smash and tennis right now, but I just think it's like cool at the end of the day. It's cool to think about other people and like how they're gonna act based on what you know about them. I'm gonna do this one less click. Yeah, I also got some news. It seems like Alice might be coming back from what's it called? Everywhere, actually. She's been in like Southeastern Asia for forever now. I think she's She was in Taiwan yesterday, or she was in Korea yesterday. I think she's in Taiwan now. I'm gonna get these guys on here before it gets a little too hot, so we can render them while they're nice and. I'm actually gonna throw this down too. And I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little. Yeah, so she'll probably be visiting. I don't know when she's gonna be visiting actually, but she sounds like she will be visiting at some point because she has to come back through California to get home because she's in Asia. Dude, I wonder if there's like literally a single. I mean, there probably is, right? Like, but can planes even go nonstop over the Pacific? Or like, can you get to the East Coast from China? One flight? Are there even planes with like enough gas to do that? And if there is, like, who's paying for those? Like, how many people really like can't afford to take like a single break? Maybe there's like red lines for like congressmen, you know, something like that. But yeah, no. On other news, what's called marathon training starts today. So today was lifting, which isn't exactly marathon training, but I am pretty excited about it nonetheless because tomorrow I'm going to the pool. So I'm literally just going to do basically an hour of swimming straight and just see how that makes me feel. Because I did the math, I think that that's about what things are going to work out for me in terms of actually doing my plan for Saturday. And then after work tomorrow, I'm going to go on a run. So a lot of things on the move, including I probably want to do like one more cooking video this week if nothing catches on fire like it did last time, sort of thing. I guess nothing caught on fire, but fire alarm going off. But yeah, that's like all like the fast stuff that's been going on, like the present stuff, you know. I feel like when you talk to a friend, that's like the stuff that they get you with first, you know. Like they give you the stuff that's like, hey, this is really present in my life, blah 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 blah. But something that I actually think is like a real shame is nobody talks to their friends that way. You know, nobody wants, like when you catch up with an old friend, I feel like it's never about like, what have you been up to in the last, like, actually, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna melt that butter, and then I'm gonna spoon in this minced garlic. And yes, we have real garlic cloves for the steaks. It's just for the potatoes, I'm not so generous. But yeah, no, like, I can think of so many friends that like when I link back up with them, the first little bit is like, oh, what are you up to? Like, what do you do nowadays? Like, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, it's just like, dude, I just want to shoot the shit. Because, like, that's how we became good friends in the first place. It's hard to get people into that state, though. I think I'm more willing to do it than others because I'll ask, like, super poignant questions. I don't know if poignant is not the right word, but maybe pointed is. I'll just, like, immediately cut to the chase, like, you know, hey, that thing that we were talking about all the time when you were last here, like that, you know how like life just always has like a set number of problems? I'm like, what about that set problem? Like, how'd that pan? Dude, but I got a lot of friends on the move recently. A lot of people like reacted to the marathon thing, and it was really nice because I got to hear from like people I never expected to hear from. And like most of them are doing really well, which it's like excellent to hear, you know? Like, all the people I like are doing well. Which isn't always true, man. It isn't always true. I hope it's actually like genuinely true, for sure. How many clothes do you guys think I need? It's 3 there. I think I'm gonna whole clove it, because Gordon Ramsay said that once in a YouTube video. Who knows if that's actually how you should do it. I can do 5. 5 for 2 pretty big steaks. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I did a lot of the prep work this time off screen because I don't know. I wanted to keep the video short enough, and I know if I showed you guys the prep work, it would be longer than it already will be, which is probably already going to be on the longer end, you know. But yeah, I really hope I can knock this one out of the park and make something tasty here. I haven't had steak in like. I know 2 minutes is way too long. I'm gonna yoink them at some point. But yeah, I want to knock this one out of the park because I haven't had steak in a minute. So I'm actually really, really looking forward to it.
What else is on my mind? Oh, dude. Here's some Ian lore, alright? I don't know, I'm probably not alone in this, but, so, like, first and foremost, I have something in my head I call, like, an adventure dream, where it's, like, it's when I get, like, the like, you know REM sleep? Like, when you go, like, when you dream? Sometimes I get these ones where it's, like, a dream that goes way longer. Okay. Well, oh, actually, I might have kind of nailed it there. And I always call them adventure dreams, because usually I'm, like, in the dream for, like, years at a time. So, like, it doesn't always have to be an adventure either. Sometimes I get them and they're like, there's this one that I have that's messed me up for my whole life, where I adopted a daughter, and like I was probably 18 when I had this dream. And I was still 18 when I adopted her in the dream, and then like ever since then, I was like, dude, I gotta have like a billion kids, for real. Like there's nothing I can. It was just so fun to like have a kid, I guess, in the dream, but you know. But I guess what I'm saying about this is like, since a lot of times I remember those really big adventure dreams, and what's really interesting about it is like, in a set of time, like over probably a week or so, a lot of times I'll go back into them. So like I'll fall asleep 2 nights later, and I'll actually end up having the same like continuation to the adventure dream, because I usually remember my dreams after I have them. But what that's kind of made, and I was thinking about it this morning when I got out of bed, was, give me a sec here. Dude, I have like a dream lore at this point. Like, not all of them, but like a lot of the adventure dreams assume knowledge of previous ones, which is something I've never heard people talk about, but it's probably just because if I'm remembering the dream, that I'm remembering it, so it's in my head. So I should, you know what I mean? Like it's not like the dream is doing anything. It's that I'm remembering it, you know. But because of that, like there's this one, and this is gonna sound kind of spooky, but I think it's just kind of sensible based off what was going on at the time, you know. But I have this part to the lore where it's like, in one of these dreams, I went to sleep for a long time, and like I think it was a coma. Like in the dream lore, I think it would have been a coma. But like nobody was super worried. They were like, "Yeah, he'll wake up. He just needs to rest," or something like that. Like I was asleep for a long time, and it came up in a lighter dream that I had last night. So like a lot of these kind of factor into others. But yeah, no, it was like, oh, remember that time that you had to sleep for like a year? And I was like, yeah, dude, I was tired. I've talked about this with like a couple of my friends, right? So like, I learn like a lot from dreams. There's been a lot of times where I've like solved problems in my dreams. Like I lucid dream a lot. So sometimes I'll go to my computer and I'll try and solve like programming questions, like in my dream, because, you know, free time to work, something like that. But yeah, so a lot of times I'll talk to people, I'll figure a lot of things out. But my mom, one morning, I had a really crazy dream, and I think my mom's genuinely psychic or something like that. She comes downstairs, I haven't said anything to her, I'm just looking at the coffee. I haven't even looked at her actually. I'm just getting coffee. My mom's like, you ever talk to dead people in your dreams? I'm like, no. But in my head, immediately I'm thinking like, dude, that's wild that you'd ask me that explicitly on this morning when I had like a crazy dream. And I only get them like once every like 2.5, 3 weeks maybe even once a month nowadays. But I was like, it's so strange that you'd ask that like on this night or on this morning of all mornings. And then she was telling me that she gets to talk to a lot of our dead relatives in her dreams and like, you know, hear what they think about how things are going now. And like she says, like the conversations are real, you know? Which obviously, I'm a person that believes in things that are actually real. So I understand that just simply can't be true. But I also think that like, you know, she's not talking to these people, but she might have such an explicit memory of them in her brain that she is actually able to do something rather special and like you know, do like a little simulated conversation, and it might give her real guidance, which is the thing that matters. But you know what I was thinking about that? I was like, shit, man, I got nerfed. Like I didn't get like the full mom dreaming hack. Like she's got this like superpower that I just didn't inherit. I only got half of it. I was like low-key pissed about it like a while back because I was like, I could have been talking to dead people this whole time. I just talked to like my alive friends usually. Dude, some of this garlic is looking a little green on the edges, which I'm not too sure about, but I'm sure it'll be fine, all things considered. Alright, I'm gonna yoink those pieces of steak off. Well, they're not really steak, but the pieces of fat off. I'm gonna probably hold on to them because I might want to reintroduce them later. But yeah, unfortunately I gotta use a lot of bowls because I don't have any like true mixing bowls. Yeah, it's definitely nice and sizzling now. Alright, get in here. Yeah, dude, I was singing so much today. I was just having like a good day. Good music was playing. Got the sunglasses on early. Hit the lift like a friggin' menace. I got after it. Jenna's thing with the pow-off press I did this morning. I'm really hoping she's onto something there. I'm really hoping she's onto something. Alright, let's get this fan on. And now let's get these guys right in there. Sizzling up. I'm probably going to pay pretty close attention to these two. Just making sure that they actually go well. Just probably get the garlic done. Actually, I'm going to kill that. I actually just decided to yoink them off the wall. Hopefully that'll sustain me for the rest of this, but if it doesn't, that'll be a shame. But no real big deal. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, but oh, probably that I was just trying to say that I wanted to take good care of the steak here. Dude, I really should be crushing these with the back of the knife. Makes just my life a bit easier here. Those will be the same. Yeah, man, good day. Cannot complain at all. I'm wondering, like, I don't know. I'm wondering what the winters are like here. Because I get, at least, like, back home, the seasons really influence a lot of your life. Like a lot of your life. I'm wondering like how that really changes in Southern California. Like maybe they just don't have that sort of dynamic at all. Yeah, every time I go to the grocery store, they're talking to me about it. Sort of nice. I'm gonna leave you for a second longer. Looks like that guy is nice and good to go, so we can get our taters in. So the other thing with the taters is apparently you're not supposed to let them like soak too long because you don't want them to like over soak or something. But I think it should be fine. I also don't have a masher, which might be problematic, but I'm sure it'll be okay in the end. Dude, nothing like butter and wine, literally. Pretty sure countries are made out of that. The other thing that I did today, it's not really visible, maybe over in the side a little bit. I ripped the doors off the closet so I could actually use the shelving properly. But yeah, I'm really happy that I did that because the shelving literally made no sense. Woo! That's a good looking crisp. How's it got? I'm gonna move some of that oil around. Alright, that steak's falling apart just a little bit. We'll hold them together for now. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for Alice to visit. I think she's kind of like, I don't know, I think she likes California lore, like probably more than I do. So I'm sure she'll want to like see a bunch of stuff that I probably wouldn't give myself the time to go see. Yeah, I'm just gonna fat, yummy. Yeah, I'm sure. Honestly, it'll be a nice little vacation, you know. It might be a good way to get like a bunch of people together too. I also got thyme. I'm gonna actually do the thyme. I think I'm just gonna do the full thing, not like the whole bin, but I think typically what you would do is you'd pluck it, but I think I'm just gonna set it with it, you know. And my plan is I got just a little bit of this here. I'm just gonna toss it on with all of that, keep that kind of like meaty umami flavor going, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, life is good. Life is good. Dude, I've been listening to so much Rockhampton recently. They're really just like the sound I grew up on, I think, you know? Like everybody's got like a band that I think like they would probably identify with like one of the more impactful times in their life. But I think Rockhampton might have been there for like all of mine. Like I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly of Rockhampton. I still love them. Like those guys are still the best. Like all those songs on the Saturation. Whew. I don't know if anything is gonna beat that for me. Alright. Thinking these guys might be I wish I thought it was too quick stuff. I know I'm listening to Kendrick now, but nah man, Rockhampton they go. Maybe it's just not hot enough. I don't really want to sear them a bit more before I just baste them over them. So we'll have to call it a rip on the other side of the crust. But that's okay. Not too pressed about it. And while we're keeping this nice and hot, chunk of butter. Ooh-wee. Dip 'em on to the sun, my morning bed. Water. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, you know, so Rockhampton released like 2 albums, just like super weirdly, because they kind of broke up as a band, but like they're still like technically around or something. Or so I think what the deal was they had 2 more albums on their deal. So what they had to do was like make 2 albums, and low key, some are pretty good. Some of the songs are pretty solid. But definitely nothing like, they're not polished projects, for sure. I like it better than Iridescence or whatever that garbage was. Like, I know I'm saying I love Rockhampton, but straight up, when that came out, we had Saturation 1, 2, and 3. I go into college, it's been like a full year before we heard from these guys, and then I'm like, oh man, they're finally gonna release something, it's gonna be crazy. And then they finally release it, it's terrible. Like Iridescence, they just decided to make it sound bad, like on purpose for some reason. I don't know what was up with that, man. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. I'm actually gonna let that melt just a little bit more. Move these guys around just a tad. Make sure that everything gets nice and juiced up. Okay, that's starting to smell pretty good.
So I was actually thinking about doing onions with this, but then I decided not to, just because I think it was just like one too many things for me to think about, especially while I'm talking to you guys. Like, we saw how that went last time, you know? But yeah, it's gonna be baste season now, and then I'm gonna get this guy nice and ready. First and foremost, the other thing is that I'm going to take off this bigger guy probably in a couple seconds here because, what's it called? He's going to get reheated. So I'm actually probably just going to take him off with a spoon. I know this is stuff. But yeah, no, he's going to get cooked later. So I just figured it was easiest to just to put him in, cook him now, and then be able to take him off later, you know? Dude, I don't really know what basting does. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think it's just like applying oil to the other side, right? So like, why? Can't you just flip them? This is what I'm gonna do. No basting is the way, but okay. Crust is starting to look pretty good now. That's for sure. Let's get these garlics on top here. Go back to basting a bit. Dude, one downside of swimming tomorrow is I'm gonna have to wake up early. Gotta be at the pool at 7. Which is so funny because like I promised myself so many times that I wasn't doing this more. Like swimming had to end when it ended. Here I am, caring about swimming somehow. Something like that. Oh, these guys gotta come off, get rested up. Probably overcooked them a bit even. And I'm gonna take everything, I'm gonna take the thyme out and rest it with the thyme because I think that's just gonna burn. But these whole cloves of garlic, I think can probably stay in there. So what I'm going to do now is probably drain these guys. I have a big old thing here. I'm going to drain them and then put them right back in. Big pot, I'm going to need a big glove. I need 2 big gloves actually. Sometimes big glove finds himself. Almost just touched it because I'm low IQ. Oh, hey yo, buddy. Oh wait. All right, get in there. All right. So the thing that I learned about this, at least the direction said, I'm gonna wind this fucker up. Sorry. I'm gonna get some wine going. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, how you guys feeling? Pretty soft, pretty soft. I'm gonna pour this mostly over the old fat, and then we're gonna get that wine going. It's okay if just a little bit's left in there, but I think we want most of the wine in here. Hope this doesn't cause like an insane explosion. That'd be pretty tragic. Let's get that butter ready. Yeah, that would definitely set the thing off. Alright, it's probably too much wine, but not the end of the world. It wasn't the most expensive wine in the first place. And it warmed the bottle for us.
is the most important part. All right. So I think the trick with this is that we're going to get up the sook, and once we got the sook up, I'm going to nearly kill the heat on this. I'm going to put it on a nice 3. It'll still be hot for a minute because it's an electric stove, which means it's garbage. And there's absolutely no way that a little extra butter would hurt. Like, I actually think that's like the theory in cooking. Like the whole thing. But yeah, we're going to get these guys back in there. I'm going to get the hand soap out of the friggin', what's it called? We also now need about a cup of milk, which I picked up today. I think you're supposed to do full fat milk, but I always get the 2% because I like drinking them. Cup of milk. And then we have a little bit of, what's it called over here? Woo! We have some like butter and things. So let's get this nice and mixed around. Nice and mixed around. Now I'm actually going to yoink these guys up. Boop. Big old garlic slices, because when we mash this, the garlic will get mashed, and I don't mind eating a little bit of garlic. I ain't got to impress anybody with my breath right now. And I'll add a little bit of extra flavor to the taters. To the taters. That little tidbit I threw on there. Delicious. And we're gonna put the heat real on this. The steam is going. Where's my flour? Here's my flour. Now this can be like a bit of a messy process, which especially sucks because it seems like every area that I have left is pretty wet at the moment. But, alright, let's get them moved around a bit. And ideally you do this with a partner. If you haven't noticed, there's nobody with me. It'd be pretty wild if you hadn't noticed that, bro. Yeah, we're gonna pour this in. And I think pour about half of this in. We'll leave the other half for the back half. And of course, drink responsibly. I'm gonna rest it. So, ideally the way that you would do this is you would have a partner stirring constantly while you pour it through. And so the idea is basically thickening it. I don't know why cornstarch isn't the preferred method here. I think there's something traditional with using the flour. Because typically the way that you would do this in a different... Ooh. Okay, guess both of my rags are going to need to be cleaned. Typically the way you would do this in probably East Asian cooking, although I think corn might have been found in the New World. So like, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is what I'm trying to say. But point being, like, I think the really easy way to do it is you make a cornstarch slurry and then you basically toss it through. And once you have that, it's game over for any liquid that's left challenging your supremacy of the, what's it called? I guess the pan. Like, dude's donezo, he's a sauce. Shit. I'm more the trips to Florida. So then the other two big tests that you're supposed to check for is like when you're dragging the spoon through it. But I think that's like literally the worst thing anybody has ever said, because like it's super variable, it happens all the time, and like realistically should happen all the time. So like, if you're a beginner cook, dude, the thing that you're looking for is the consistency you want on your meal. I don't know why I don't say that. I guess maybe because people were like, well, what is this supposed to be? Dude, it's supposed to be tasty. Have you considered? Alright, but this guy's thickening up nicely. Damn, it is hot in this kitchen. But I'm gonna have to mash those taters. We're getting some pretty low heat, and that's got a pretty thick copper core, so I'm gonna crank them just a little bit. I'm gonna do one little dash more of this, but then keep in mind, as you're cooking this, look at all this steam coming off. All of that is like liquid, you know? So like, at the end of the day, it is slowly coming off all on its own. But yeah, this one's really good. Like, if you like the taste of your wine, then you'll definitely like this because it's the wine. But yeah, I'm gonna let this guy go for a bit longer while I mash the hell out of this guy. And then we're just gonna quickly cook up some asparagus. But first, drink responsibly. Hoorah! Oh, I may need to attend to something very quickly. There we go. We're getting some mashing action now. So the problem with not cutting them as thin as I typically do is now they're a bit harder to mash with the ladle technique. I wish I had my masher with me because it makes quicker work of these sorts of hooligans. But alas, I do not. So ladle is, I guess, the best I can do. How hot are you? Not too hot to hold. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if it actually made it into any of the episodes, but bestest hands can be pretty useful. Dude, I hate to say it, but I might have borked these guys. Might have needed a bit more time. There are some old taters, and I don't have the proper tool. I wonder if you know. So I'm just gonna pour the rest of this in here. I have no idea what this is gonna turn into, but cooking is an adventure, something like that. It's a good excuse whenever you mess up, you know? No. But yeah, this pan sauce is heated really nicely. So I'm gonna plate the 2 pieces of steak I'm gonna eat tonight, and then pour this probably over so I can get this pan nice and hot yet again with the same oil they got cooked over. And get that asparagus ready. Dude, you guys see that One Piece trailer? Never wrong. I think Gear 5 is gonna. I think it's gonna be lit. That's all I gotta say. Get it on there. Yeah, so like, the first time I was introduced to this, I didn't know what pan sauces were at the time. But at the end of the day, red wine sauce, just a pan sauce. People will try and convince you otherwise. People, oh, did I bend my own ladle? Damn. Damn. All right. Curse technique. No idea how this is gonna go. Don't try this at home, kids. Little fatty bit. We're gonna cover these mofos. And I know, oil and water. Cursed, cursed, cursed. Cursed, cursed, cursed. But I'm pretty sure oil boils higher than water does. I might be making a time bomb. If this doesn't get posted, you know why. Yeah, dude, look at this bump in him. Alright. Crank him. In the meantime, I'm going to try and scoop up the rest of this onto this guy, the other steak, just so we can get some of that flavor going. I know he's going to get reheated, but... And just because I think this is cool enough now, yeah, that's perfect. We're gonna wash them off a little bit just because I don't want to burn this into the pan or anything. I don't know what red wine does to pans over extended periods of time. So, yeah, I know this episode was a bit more like on the cooking side of things, despite the potatoes coming out a bit scuffed. But I hope you guys enjoy, for real. I also hope it's still recording. That'd be awkward. Yeah, that's probably good enough. I don't think the asparagus will need too much. Let's crank this up to like a nice 6. Boil that motherfucker up. Hopefully you guys can see this. Turned out a nice medium, not medium rare like I intended, but I got no problems with that. Yo, you know what I used to watch a ton of as a kid? Those they used to get made in like Windows Movie Maker, Windows 2007 Movie Maker. It was people would put all of the words to a song somehow on their hand. I guess there's like enough knuckles and stuff that like they'd have one like boom 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 boom, and then like boom 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 boom, and then boom 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 boom, and then a lot of times there's like palm, which I guess is what, even on one hand. Okay, so you can make the whole alphabet, but they managed to spell out all of the words like on their hands, and they do like these hand tricks. I always thought it was like, probably not genius is the right word, but like really impressive. I never understood how somebody could have like the dexterity to get to that level, you know? Maybe it's easier than I'm thinking, but like, no, it's definitely not, right? Hurry up now. Gotta dig in while it's hot. Yeah, especially gas. And the wine sauce turned out great. You know, I'll finish my food. What I was gonna say is, there's plenty of times in life where it's easy to be like, man, I wish things had gone differently. Like, I wish these mashed potatoes had come out at the right time. I wish I had space on the stove to be able to also do the asparagus without breaking the bank on what heat is getting what heat. But the steak's good. The steak's good. I think that's something we can all remember. When the steak is good, and the asparagus and the mashed potatoes are just going to be coming a little late, steak is good, you know? I think we're done. Mashed potatoes done. Asparagus done. I already ate most of the steak. There's just a little bit left. But we got a good meal, man. I'm excited for these taters. I'm no good. I need a bit of salt. I went light on the salt on purpose because I ran out. But they do be good. But thank you guys as always. See you later.